in the whole history of the earth. They lied and stole and smoked cigars, even the girls, and they talked dirty and they cussed their teachers and they took the name of the Lord in vain. And once they set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down tool house.
And that's not all. Somebody took 5 dozen donuts to the firemen, and the herdsmen ate all of them. And what they couldn't eat, they stuffed in their pockets and down the front of their shirts.
And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi Waddell's favorite turtle. So now Naomi can't take it to the YMCA pet show. Her mother won't let her.
What was the word?
Oh! And that's not all. They did it in fluorescent paint so it glows in the dark. When you can't even see the turtle, you can still see the word.
And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in the school drinking fountain. And Miss Barnes swallowed 2 or 3 by mistake. Somebody yelled, "Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles!" But it was too late.
Did she get sick?
Not right away.
Now, I'm going to tell you about the Christmas pageant and what they all did to that. There were 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claude, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the Woodrow Wilson School like those South American fish that strip your bones clean. They went around town the same way, stealing things, tearing things up, and whamming little kids. So it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, because there are no burdens there, and Jesus loves because he gave
That's my little brother Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked what was his favorite thing about church. That made the teacher mad because, all the other kids said nice things like God and Jesus and good feelings. But old Charlie told the real truth. No herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they really thought. I mean, all that other stuff is okay, but the main good thing about church is that there are no herdmans. Ever.
Well, that's not a very Christian sentiment, doesn't seem to me.
It's a very practical one. Charlie was black and blue all last year at school because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman.
Is he the worst one, Leroy?
They're all the worst ones.
But Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets you,
That doesn't make any difference. Gladys isn't big, but she's mean. And she's fast. And she bites.
Sorry I asked. Stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from them. Go to church.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that.
Why?
No arguments this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to remember it again.
Then tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wife here.
I don't want to be in it.
Oh, everybody's in it. Think how I would feel on Christmas Eve. Your own mother not having any children in the pageant. Think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible. Wouldn't you, Bob?
Actually, I was planning on not going this year. Come on, Grace. You know how packed it is. They could use my seat. I just want to stay home, put on my robe, and just relax. Nothing ever happens at the Christmas pageant.
Oh, there's something new this year.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Charlie's wearing your bathrobe.
You just thought that up.
Charlie, why don't you be Joseph? I mean, Elmer Hopkins will pay you $1 to be Joseph. He's just sick of being Joseph just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
Well, what are you, Beth?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard, that's not a serious drawback. Away in the manger, it sounds like a closet full of church mice.
Hey.
What are you wearing, the angel choir?
Bed sheets.
Oh, what a choice. Bed sheets or bathrobe. Let's go watch TV.
You know, you two, Mrs. Armstrong works really hard to make this a lovely experience for everybody.
No, Mrs. Armstrong works really hard because she likes to learn things.
You know, they do have a point. Helen Armstrong is in charge of the Christmas pageant, the bazaar, the potluck supper. You know, I feel sorry for her, but who's going to do all those things, you know?
Well, wait, Helen Armstrong, is that George's wife?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I ran into, she might try running the hospital, because that's where she's right now. Look, I ran into George at the drugstore. He said that his wife fell and broke her leg this morning. So that means that she's going to be in traction for 2 weeks, and she's going to be laid up till the first of the year.
They'll have to cancel Christmas.
What, she in charge of Christmas as well?
Well, she's in charge of the bazaar and the pageant. You know, without Helen, I don't know who's going to do all of that.
Ed, I can handle the Christmas bazaar if you can do the potluck stuff. But I just don't know what we're going to do about the pageant. What about Grace?
I'm gonna have to do the basketball game. I can't do it. What about Grace?
How about Grace? Bob,
What?
I have to direct the Christmas pageant.
Does this mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you'd call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that had ever happened to it. It was always the same old Christmas story, the same old pageants, and the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. Well, that and Mrs. Armstrong.
I'll tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them we must choose our Mary carefully, because Mary was the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Helen.
Well, yes, and then I tell them about Joseph, that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that. Frankly, I don't ever spend much time on Joseph. It's always on politics, all about Mary and Joseph.
No such luck.
Who explain about the
Beth,
wise men?
go get us some salt and pepper and bring some napkins,
How
okay?
important they are. And I tell them there are no small parts, only small actors. Remind the angel choir not to stare at the audience, and don't let them wear earrings or clunky shoes. They think that just because it's a pageant they should be all dressed up. Do hope you don't
Charlie,
have to
you will save some for the rest of us, okay?
I'm hungry. You weren't hurting so much lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you day after day?
How can I not?
All the children come.
Grace, where's the chicken?
You'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on. Otherwise, they get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that, and he could keep an eye on the shepherds, too. Oh, and another thing about the angel choir. Remind them not to wear lipstick. And tell them...
Helen? Yeah, someone at the door. Yeah, okay, I'm hanging up now. All right, bye, Helen.
Hey, lady, could you give me some dinner?
Oh,
I haven't had a square meal in 3 whole days.
It's you. Give me a break.
Hey, I was getting lonely at the table.
Yeah, Helen Armstrong's only at the hospital.
Not as long as the phones are working.
I'll bet she told you about how there are no small parts, only small actors.
I think someone to shut the and make the shepherd shut up.
Yeah, she suggested your father.
Does this mean I have to go?
And Grace, don't just use anybody's baby. Get a quiet one, and better yet, get 2 if you can. That way if one turns out to be cranky, you can always switch them.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was just stuck up in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems. But there weren't going to be any problems. Of course, my mother didn't count on Herdman's, and that was all Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, you give me back my lunch.
Sure, kid. Here.
You took my dessert again.
How do you know?
It's not here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
Oh. That's what it was.
Hey, you think it's so great to steal my dessert every day? You know what? I don't even care. I'll give you my dessert. I get all the refreshments I want at Sunday school.
Oh, yeah? What kind of desserts?
Like chocolate cake and ice cream and donuts, and we get refreshments all the time. All we want.
Who gives it to you?
The minister?
Why? Is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich.
Sunday school.
That was the wrong thing to tell the Herdmans. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, there they were, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
Pageant?
It's a play.
Like on TV? What's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Well, mostly it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part!
Come on, Beth, Charlie, come on, you guys. David, you too. Everybody, come on. Oh, hurry up. Let's get this going. Come on now. All right. Now, this won't take very long today. It's all settled down. Because today we're going to decide who will be the main part in our upcoming Christmas pageant. Of course, everyone will have an important part to play. You remember what Mrs. Armstrong says?
There are no small parts, only small actors.
Isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always says?
Yeah, that's what she always says, but she never tells us what it means.
Well, don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir or no one can see them.
Well, not exactly. It means that the littlest baby angels are as important as Mary.
I think that England is as important as Mary. Well, actually, that's what you think, Alice. I think baby Jesus is just as important.
I still think it means the short kids have to be in the front row.
No. Come on, girls. Everybody's important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. All right. Now, Beverly, will you go and see if anybody else is coming out in the hall? Okay, baby angels, you're going to need to ask your mom to give you bed sheets. And angel choir, you're also going to need bed sheets. And well, let's make room for the Herdmans. What happened to Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Did she say she was sick?
No, all I did was I just said, hi, Beverly, and she just left.
Well, somebody needs to make sure and tell Beverly that we're rehearsing every week after school every Wednesday for the next 4 weeks. Make sure you're at every one.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Now, Mary and Joseph definitely have to be at every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we haven't even started yet.
All right, now, we don't know that Beverly got sick. Okay, I want you to think about Mary and the kind of person that she was. She was quiet, she was gentle, she was kind. And the girl who plays Mary should try to be that kind of a person. Now, who would like to volunteer to be Mary? Did you have a question, Imogene?
No, I want to be Mary. And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right. Oh. Well, right now we're just writing down names for volunteers. So I'll just write that down. Ralph Herdman would like to be Joseph. Now, who else would like to be Joseph? Anybody else want to volunteer? Elmer, did you want to raise your hand?
No.
Just raise your hand, please. Anybody? Very well. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph. Now Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. I'll just write that down. What other names can I put on my list? Janet? Roberta? Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary. Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be some wise man.
Oh, well, no. The wise men are usually boys. But they don't have to be.
I'll be a wise man.
Me too. Hey, God, want to be wise man? Raise your hand. What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand.
What's that to be? Some angel. I'll be that one. What is it?
Oh, well, actually, it's the angel of the Lord.
And I might.
Who brings the good news to the shepherds. some volunteers after all. Toby, do you want to be a wise man?
No, I just want to say I can't be a shepherd. I'm going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say so before?
I just remembered. Mom doesn't want to be a shepherd.
Well, why not?
I don't know. She said, don't be a shepherd.
I'm not gonna be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. What's the matter with all of you?
Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Now, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord just brings good news to the shepherds and tells them that Jesus is born.
And hits them.
Elmer, that's ridiculous. Look, no shepherds may quit or get sick. All right, now rehearsals are going to be every Wednesday after school, so you guys can leave. I want you to do the next rehearsal, all right? Don't forget to tell your moms about head sheets and back rows. You know, Alice, what happened? I didn't expect you to raise your hand.
Mrs. Bradley, Big Gladys also.
Why didn't you volunteer?
Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know. What's the matter with you? I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, if you raise your hand or say you want to be married, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, I'm always married in the Christmas pageant. And she said, go ahead then. And in the spring, when the pussy willow bushes come out, I'll stick a pussy willow bush so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. And it'll grow there, and it'll grow, and you'll spend the rest of your life with the pussy willow bush hanging out of your ear.
Come on, Alice. We know she couldn't do that.
She would too. The Herdmans will do anything. You just watch as they ruin the Christmas pageant. And it's all your mother's fault.
Jane and McCarthy, did you hear about the... Well, it must be Grace's fault somehow. I mean, how else could all 6 of them turn up in the Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, it's Irma. Did you hear? I just heard that Imogene is going to be married in the Christmas pageant. All 6 of them? Well, I live next door to them, and I would rather live next door to a zoo. Is Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman. What kind of child is that to be the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? He was what? Visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm shut in and he wasn't visiting me. What was the matter with Grace? Couldn't she have sent them away? Tell them to go home? Oh, I feel so responsible. If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
If I'd been there, this never would have happened. Well, let me tell you.
You don't have to tell me anything. I'm on your side.
Helen Armstrong is not the only lady in the world who can run a Christmas pageant. You know, I didn't ask for this to happen, but now that it has, I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant we've ever had, and I'm going to do it with the Herdmans.
Good for you, Grace. The car is this way.
Yeah, and you're going to help me.
Does this mean
You have to go. Come on, the inn is back here off stage, everybody. All right, angels are up there. Come on. So the inn is back here off stage, and the shepherds come in and gather around the manger.
Where will the shepherds come from?
Anyway.
What's an inn?
Like a motel, where people go to spend the night.
Walking for Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why?
To pay their taxes.
At a motel! Shut up, Ollie. Everybody shut up. I want to hear her. Start from the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happened first?
Oh, Imogene, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Well, haven't you heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Oh. Well, that's what this passage is about, so I guess I better read it to you.
I don't believe that. Do you? They've never even been to Christmas pageant?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they never went to church in their whole life till your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary, his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant! She was pregnant!
pregnant.
Yes.
She was.
She's not.
I don't care. I don't think your mother should say Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
My gosh, they didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew who was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was the matter with him Joseph not telling them her being pregnant and everything?
What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so they just did the best with what they had. What would you do if you had a baby and no bed to put him in?
We put Gladys in a bureau drawer.
Well, there you are. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie was still in it and wouldn't get out. I guess she didn't like Gladys very much.
Hey, Ollie, remember how you didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It said in there, she wrapped them in wadded up clothes.
Oh, swaddling clothes. Back then, they used to take large strips of fabric and wrap babies really tightly in them so they could feel all cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare? The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes.
There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel...
Shut up!
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
The mighty Marva from Amazing Comics.
No, Gladys. This is the angel of the Lord that brings the goodness to the shepherds.
Out of nowhere, right? In the black night, right?
I suppose.
Shazam!
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense
That.
and myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things, spices and precious oils.
Oil. What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
Were they the welfare? The wise men?
Well, they were kings.
Well, it's about time somebody important showed up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn until the innkeeper were to get off.
No. They were sent by Herod, who was, well, he was the main king, and he had them go find Jesus so he could have him put to death.
My gosh, she was just born. They're trying to kill a baby.
Who's Herod in this play?
Gosh.
Herod isn't in the play.
He's out to kill the baby, and he isn't even in the play?
Well, somebody ought to be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go get me the baby. And they say, okay, because he's a king and all. But I didn't know he went back to Herod.
Well, I'm not going to be Herod. Nobody's going to be Herod. Forget about Herod, please. Oh, you guys, leave Charlie alone and forget about Herod. What are you doing?
No, just to get the shepherds together. And they go wipe out Herod.
Forget about Herod. Don't kill Charlie. Leave him alone.
Forget about I'm going to win the baby till the fight's over.
Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I am an angel. Well, I would just hang out around in the barn. I'd go get a room. She said there was no room. Then I'd throw somebody out. I tell them I put this baby, and it's the middle of winter, so either get out or move over.
I'd go after old Herod.
I've seen the angel out there. She can just zap him with her electric finger and zap him to a pile of ashes.
Yeah! Zap!
What's the name of this play? She never said.
Christmas pageant. That's not a name, that's what it is! I know a name. I call it Revenge at Bethlehem! Yeah!
Revenge at Bethlehem. The herdman still thought that the Christmas story came straight out of the FBI files. At least it was the right villain they gave them. I mean, it was Herod they wanted to kill, not the baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she wasn't going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So what? We didn't have a baby Jesus, but it bothered my mother, and she kept trying to scratch up a baby, even at the last rehearsal. What do you keep writing that for? It's like a diary. It's not. It's all about the Herdman. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley said Mary was pregnant. Gladys drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice. I have parented it. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal, too. When she shakes the birthday thing, it doesn't even make a sound, because they stole all the pennies out of it. And when you go into the ladies' room, the air is all blue, and Imogene Herdman is sitting there in the Mary costume smoking cigars. And you wrote all that down? What for? For my mother, Emily Hopkins, and the Lady Aid Society, and anybody else who wants to know what happened when the whole Christmas pageant turns out to be a big mess!
All right, Beth and Alice, come join the others, please. All right, now this is our last rehearsal, you guys. So I want to make sure that we really do everything the way we need to.
Grace, I just wanted to let you know we're all in the back making applesauce cake. We'll try not to bother you. I guess this is your dress rehearsal?
It's supposed to be. Hey, Ed, didn't I hear that your niece had a baby?
Oh, yes, she's 5 weeks old. And
Well, I was thinking maybe I could just call her and see if we could borrow.
Grace, no. I can make up all sorts of lies and tell you she's cranky or whiny or grumpy or something else along those lines. But the truth is she's perfectly happy and healthy and beautiful. And we want her to stay that way. So we're certainly not handing her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry.
Mrs. Bradley, here's my little brother Jesus.
I didn't know you had a brother, David.
He's not new. He's 4, but he's only grumpy, so we can probably spread that.
No.
I'll get some babies.
How can you do that, Imogene?
There's always 2 or 3 babies outside in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll go get one of them.
No. Imogene, you can't just put your arm in his baby. We'll just use a doll.
Yes, a doll's better. A doll can't bite.
And, you know, Imogene, Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I got them pierced, and if I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
They won't grow together in an hour and a half. What did the doctor say?
What doctor?
Oh, who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
I bet you did with an ice pick. I bet your ears turn black and blue and fall off.
Well, we'll see if we can find something smaller. Now, is that your costume? Is that what you're wearing? You know, you're all supposed to be in costume.
I can't find my halo. My wings are all My mother doesn't have any white sheets. Can I wear a shoe with balloons on it? I haven't got a costume. I was never a shepherd before.
You gotta wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
He hasn't got a bathrobe.
What does he run around the house in?
He's underwear.
All right, you guys. Everybody just pretend you're in costume.
Are we going to do the whole thing?
Yes, of course. But first, we're just going to practice the entrances. So, everybody get where you're supposed to be, all right? Just read the last few lines there, Maxine.
Shepherds keeping watch over their angel look out? There's angels all over the place. Was it Gladys?
No, Gladys is the angel of the Lord who brings the good news to the shepherds.
Yeah! I'm you, child's born! I said me, not them. I'm the one who had the baby.
No. It just means Jesus belongs to everybody. Until all of us a child is born.
Why didn't they let Mary have her own baby? What did the angel do? Just come up and say, name him Jesus!
Yes! I know what the angel said. She said, his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
My gosh, he wouldn't have passed the first grade if he had to write all that down. Bradley, what should I do? Should I start over?
No, 5 minutes, Maxine. Let's just 5-minute break, everybody.
We never did start over, and we never went through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Imogene Herdman spent the whole time in the ladies' room, smoking cigars. So when Mr. McCarthy went down there to clean, he saw all the smoke and freaked out, and he called the fire department, and they came right away.
Fire! There's a fire!
Everybody, calm down! Don't panic! Don't panic!
They cleared everybody out of the building, and they dragged a fire hose through the church, looking for a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake had burned up, and all the ladies were mad about that. And Mr. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Ed, why in the world did you call the fire department about a little smoke?
It wasn't a little smoke. There was a lot of smoke.
It couldn't have been. Look, you were just a little excited. And now there are firemen running through the church, and baby angels are crying in the street, and shepherds are climbing on the fire engines. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
No, I didn't know cigar smoke. Because I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
And Alice Wendleton's mother was mad, and the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad, and Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think.
I've been on the phone all day long, and I can't make heads or tails of it. Some people say they set fire to the kitchen. Others say they set fire to the ladies' room. Mrs. Wendleton says all they do is talk about sex and underwear.
No, that's Hobie Clark talking about underwear. And they didn't set fire to anything. The only fire in the whole church was from the committee's applesauce cake that burned up.
I don't know, Grace. Jesus said, suffer the little children to come unto me. I'm not so sure he was talking about the Herdmans. Grace, don't you think we should just cancel the pageant?
Yeah, I bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We could blame it on the fire. Make a pretty good excuse.
Yeah, I bet that was Ed McCarthy's idea.
I don't know, Grace. Everybody thinks that this pageant is going to be a
disaster? Well, they're wrong. It's going to be the best Christmas pageant we've ever had.
But Grace, I don't think anybody's going to come see it.
I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie, but we were wrong. Come Christmas Eve, the entire church was jammed full. Everybody came just to see what the Herdmans would do.
All right, there, I got the light. Watch your step.
Barely finding my way around here. What is this thing supposed to be anyway?
I thought it might look like a palm tree, but it doesn't really look like a palm tree. You know, I have no idea what's going to happen here tonight. The Herdmans will think it's some kind of a spy story.
Sweetheart, you just worry too much. It's going to be fine.
No, it's not. It can be the first pageant in history where Mary runs away with the baby and Joseph gets into a fight with the wise men. Where are the children?
the kids in the world are downstairs putting on bed sheets.
No. Where are our children?
No. Kids, where are you?
What? Aren't you supposed to be in costumes?
That's gonna be awful, you know? They look like trick or treat or something. All moldy and fastened together and wearing their dirty old sneakers. They look like refugees. Mary and Joseph, I mean.
Well, they kind of were. I mean, they were a long way from home. They didn't have any place to stay. They were cold and hungry, tired, messy.
I'm not sure about cold or hungry, but they were messy.
Oh no, do you think I should go do something?
Sweetheart, you worry too much. This is going to be fine, okay? Now, just need to make sure I know what I'm doing, all right? So I'm taking care of the baby angels, and I'm making sure that the shepherds are in place.
Yes.
Okay. And then the wise men.
Yes.
Okay. But I don't see where it says anything about firemen.
All right, you guys, come on, everybody. Come on out with your costumes. I just want to get a good look at you. Come on. Hurry up, you guys. The show's going to start soon.
Are you sure?
Oh. Oh, boy. Wow. Okay, welcome and glad you're joining us. Okay, Gladys, where's your halo?
I half buried it. Listen, I think I ought to say something other than the baby has come. I think I ought to say that's Jesus, and I think I ought to say where he is.
No, Gladys.